To see Dragon Racing, Mark, come back with Sebastian Bourdais after we talked, of course, earlier about that harrowing situation that they had to endure yesterday on pit lane with the injured crew members, but they have all gotten their act back together. That, of course, was none of their doing. They simply had to suffer the consequences. But Sebastian Bourdais, here he is in the Firestone Fast Six, and he is, Mark, going to be the first driver out. Brian Herta Autosport with Alex Tagliani, as you mentioned, they have to be very, very happy. And Tag, of course, on his home soil here in his native Canada, has to be real happy the fact that he's got a shot at pole here at the Honda Indy Toronto.
Well, the new engine chassis combination, you look at Herta, you look at Dragon Racing, and you look at Dale Coyne Racing out there with Penske and Ganassi, and that's the sort of parity that we've been looking for. We didn't know if we were going to see that through the first 4 or 5 races this season, Mike, but since that time, certainly save for the back-to-back wins by Ryan Hunter-Ray, certainly, Justin Wilson's win, and it looks like we're poised this weekend to perhaps maybe see Dragon Racing get to victory lane for the first time.
Well, Honda has ruled the roost here once again in qualifying, as both Justin Wilson, Scott Dixon, those guys have been very, very quick. Simon Pagenaud, of course, led his early session as well. But right now it's Sebastian Bourdais with Chevy power atop the board as he lays down the first flyer mark at a minute .8809 as we're at 4.5 minutes remaining. Pagenaud did in fact go out, Bourdais did in fact go out, Mark, a little bit earlier than what we expected, as he was out with about 6.5 minutes remaining in this session.
Who would have thought that a 59.4829 would have been good enough to get you in the Firestone Fast Six when this weekend started? But that's exactly what happened to Ryan Hunter-Ray. Of course, first lap turned by Justin Wilson, a minute 32.64. We do expect that to get much, much quicker. So it's Wilson, Bourdais. Dixon now has turned his first lap at a minute 1+, and then Will Power and Dario Franchitti. And Bourdais, Power, Dixon, the 4 posting timers, still waiting on Dario Franchitti and Tags to clear that timing and scoring loop.
Well, there's Dario Franchitti, Mark, laying his first lap down at 59.7796. Now, keep in mind, once again, here in the Firestone Fast Six, these drivers out on the alternate reds, these drivers have already used these sets of tires either in round 1 or round 2, Mark, because the rules state that third set of sticker reds have to be saved and used in the race tomorrow for a minimum of 2 laps. So all these drivers out trying to get everything they can out of a set of Firestone reds that have already seen action here in qualifying today.
Coming up on 3 minutes now, Justin Wilson at 59.6094. Dario is quick at 5.97796. Tags didn't waste any time, Mike. He's at 59.7796. Alex Tagliani at 59.9866. Bourdais and Will Power, the slowest of the 6 so far, but they haven't gone on their flyer lap yet.
Mark, of the 6 drivers in the Fast Six, 4 of them are powered by Honda, and right now Honda runs 1, 2, 3 with Justin Wilson, Scott Dixon, and Dario Franchitti. Justin Wilson, keep in mind that in that second round, Mark, he laid down a lap at nearly 59 seconds flat.
Wilson P1, then Dixon, Dario, Bourdais, Power, and Tagliani. I'll tell you, Mike, just the setup for the springs and whatnot of these cars got to be a nightmare for these teams, because there are portions of this track that are so rough and portions that are just so silky smooth. I mean, it's got to be a struggle to find the balance. And then in terms of grip, you're having to deal with all these different surfaces. This is an extremely challenging race course.
Well, we're keeping our eye, for those of you in the stands joining us on the track public address system here at Exhibition Place. We're on board with the Verizon car. That is Will Power, the defending, well, let's see, I don't want to say defending. He is not the defending race winner here, but Will Power last year was on pole here. So the defending pole winner, we watch him make his way through the 5, 6, 7 exchange. There's Alex Tagliani now up as Scott Dixon, Mark, has gone to the top at 59.5522. And Tag right now in that Barracuda, Brian Herta Autosport entry, the silver and blue number 98 car, Mark, right now P2 at 59.5616. We're under 2 minutes remaining in this session.
Scott Dixon, would you believe this would be his 18th pole? Scott Dixon going back to 2001. But Mike, 28 wins. Not always a pole sitter, but usually among the top 5 in terms of starts. But just his 18th pole, that seems a little light, although that's still, impressive when you line it up with the other numbers from Scott Dixon's career.
He and Dario Franchitti, Mark, have combined for 59 wins in their career.
Yeah, and Justin Wilson now goes to P1 at 59.4506. So Dixon is bumped down to P2 momentarily. Then Tags, then Dario, then Bourdais, then Will Power. 1 minute remaining in this session before we set the starting grid for tomorrow's race.
Well, let's remember, Justin Wilson is a 2-time pole winner here, Mark. In 2006, after winning here in 2005, he was on pole here. And Mark, Justin Wilson was on pole here in 2010. Remember, with Dry Reinbold Racing, that was a big day for them. But now here's Justin Wilson. Yeah, and so just like that, Justin Wilson drops to P2. Will Power goes to P1. Mark, it's been a while since we've seen Will Power on pole.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen Will Power on pole, but that's a place where he's very, very comfortable, Mike. He, on the other hand, has 26 poles dating back to 2005. So can Will Power hold on to it? Right now, it's Power, Justin Wilson, Bourdais is P3, Scott Dixon, Alex Tagliani, and Dario Franchitti, your top 6, with 17 seconds remaining in this session. Will Power is still pedaling plenty hard around the streets of Toronto.
Okay, Dario Franchitti will be completing his final lap shortly. We've got a car moving very slowly through turn number 3. Yeah, that is Sebastian Bourdais, but he will not hinder Justin Wilson at all. Power still remains at P1. Dario Franchitti is out. He will complete this lap, Mark, as the checkered flag is out. Scott Dixon is on his final flyers. He has already cleared turn number 1.
So Will Power heads to pit road. Dario Franchitti, his teammate, Dario Franchitti, Scott Dixon's teammate, we should say, bumps Will Power off the pole. So right now it's Dario, Power, Wilson, Bourdais, Dixon, and Tagliani.
So Dario Franchitti, the 3-time race winner here on the streets of Toronto at Exhibition Place right now. He is P1 at 59.3510. His teammate Scott Dixon's going to have a chance to complete this lap, Mark. The question is, will he have anything for his teammate, Dario Franchitti? As here comes Scott Dixon off of turn number 8 in that number 9 red and white Target Chip Ganassi racing machine. So here he comes to complete the final lap. He'll come across the timing line, and Scott Dixon will not
go to pit road.
Will not, yeah. So Dario Franchitti winds up on pole, and Will Power and Dario Franchitti, Mark, the same 2 drivers that duked it out here a year ago. Dario winds up with the win a year ago, and Dario Franchitti today winds up with the pole.